Litecoin family, my YouTube family. You guys are amazing out there. Cheers. It is January 28th. I hope everybody is safe. I hope everybody's doing great. Again, this is my website. I just wanted to do a quick one tonight. Litecoin is doing some amazing things out there, and I wanted to touch base with everybody. Again, congratulations. If you are out there, you are an early adopter. This is, I think we're kind of like right here on the adoption curve. So it's funny how this is Amish at the end. It's just like the Amish, I guess, are going to be the last to appreciate Bitcoin, but eventually even the Amish, you guys are going to accept Bitcoin. So another interesting thing, I didn't know Charlie Lee was worth $20 billion, you guys. That's crazy. The only really thing that that was really on the horizon, you guys, that I probably would watch out for next week is that this is Mount Gox Bitcoin, you guys. Mount Gox is finally giving like 200,000 Bitcoin back basically to all these people. So we'll see what happens with this. Are they going to immediately sell it? These people bought Bitcoin for less than $1,000. So they probably already wrote this thing off long ago, right? But if you were handed, like, what would you do, right? On a shaky economy, a macro level. We'll go into the charts in a second, but what would you do if you had an investment, your Bitcoin got stolen from you, and then uh you know 10 years later they give them back to you after, and you're at 40, you're still 40x up, right? 50x up on your money. What would you do? So anyways, I don't know what's going to happen. You guys got to be aware of possible black swans out there. I can think of several out there. I love cryptos, and I think, on the adoption curve, we are here. We're still like early adopters, you guys. We had one country, so you could argue that this is probably, we're maybe like right here now. But I think the next couple cycles are going to start getting like really impressive, and you're going to see these big players start to come in. And so it's a really exciting time to be in cryptos. I hope we, macro level, I hope that all the countries in Russia, I hope we can all get along, you guys. We got to learn how to get along. I think the number one thing we need to do is back off, trying to create World War III, right? Like, the most important thing, we need to send our negotiators instead of tanks out there and talk to people. So the most important thing is not going into a nuclear war and just destroying the entire, humanity. Like, is that better than negotiating? It's crazy right now out there. You guys be safe. Look at Litecoin. Let's look at Litecoin. I really want to look at Litecoin. This gives you, just makes you happiness, right? This is happiness. Litecoin's starting to pump. You guys, we have the halving is coming up at the end of August, so that is really exciting with Litecoin. We are at 94.95, and we just had this nice little pop that's straight up to the top of this trend line right here. Unfortunately, I'm going to back up a little bit. This kind of looks like a rising wedge to me. So rising wedges typically break down, unfortunately. And so we, to get above this, I want to see Litecoin breach $100. If we breach 100, this basically area, you guys can see all the activity that went around this area. If it can breach this area, then this is when that pump up to 200, I think, is a very real situation. So I kind of have it written out here, and it could double top here, and then we could go into some sort of macro recessionary sell everything sort of event, right? So take profits, you guys. It's important to trade a little bit. It's also important to have some hodl bags. I would recommend both, and to not have everything in one asset. I'm not like all in, I have a lot of Litecoin, but I'm not like, only Litecoin. I have Bitcoin and ETH and SHIB and some silver, and I have some of these things, right? So like, so it's not just one thing. So you guys, it's important to diversify real estate. You know, it's important to diversify. Don't have all your eggs in one basket, especially with cryptos, right? So it could fall out or pump up. But there's no other asset class that is as liquid, right? And as, you know, as pure of a market that's a global market, right? So we're not just talking anybody can buy cryptos, you know, even in Africa, which is amazing. So it has a lot of use cases, you guys. A lot of people around the world are already, their lives are already better because of Bitcoin. So we will see. And I think that the US has a really good chance right now to lead the world with a new Bitcoin reserve and Litecoin reserve, and probably still silver, you know, because it's one of those like really important asset classes that if we don't have silver, we don't have clean energy. We don't have, you know, there's a lot of battery tech, you know, the conductive material of silver. I'm not worried about gold. Let them choke on their gold. We use gold a little bit, you know, but silver, we can't do any of the things that we want to do if we don't have silver, right? So, you know, get your silver in your own possession, you guys. Um, Again, this is my website, and I will go into, if you guys want more news than what I'm giving you, then, you know, please check out my website. It helps me out, and it also is just, I think it's super handy to have everything in kind of one basket. You guys have a lot of options right there, so check it out, and support me and like me on YouTube. If you guys subscribe to my channel, help me out. Also, this is not financial advice. I'll just say that right now. I tell you what I think it is, but again, we just, you know, paper trade on this channel, obviously, right? So traders will trade though. So, you know, is all markets are manipulated, you guys. People are selling and buying. That's what the market is. Um, you can have heavier players than others, right? And I think, you know, the derivatives market is kind of weird with commodities setting, you know, future commodity prices, because, you know, it's hard to, you know, what happens with these black swan events. It's not just with Bitcoin, right? It happens with like everything. It's like someone, the algorithms push sell and they just sell everything, you guys. It all goes all at the same time. Have you ever wondered why like the market moves all together? Like you just think that there's all these people out there just buying and selling like everything all at the same time. It's like really, it's like 300 coins. Like everything goes all at the same time. Plus they're dumping silver, and it's like, wow. It's like, so it's a lot of it's just algos now, I think. So there's a very small portion, um I think, of just actual traders out there that are trading now. There's probably like the AIs are getting really good too, so we're all just like competing against us. We have to be smarter than the AIs now, which are trying to predict us, right? That we're just telling them, teaching them how to trade, you know, teaching them how we trade, so that they make money on our, who knows? I don't even know. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, right? I try to follow the charts because the charts are the news for me now. So like I can kind of tell you what's going to happen in the world. There's going to be something crazy right here happens. Okay. There's going to be like an exchange that goes down, and we're going to, you know, we're going to have probably some more bad news here, you guys, but let's enjoy the pump up to 200. That's like, it's still 100% you know, profit right now that you can make in like a short amount of time, right? um this is before the halving, and then I do expect, this red line is the halving, so I do expect Litecoin to have a pullback after the halving. Just kind of always seems like you know, been in the case. So some things I also wanted to, you know, point out, not to be, you know, just to give a little bit of sanity to this pump right now. On the daily, we are getting some bearish divergences, pretty strong. And this is on the daily, so this is a lot, you know, but on the weekly, we are actually having a bullish divergence. So, you know, short term, I think might be down, but the weekly basically shows that, you know, in the end, we're going to probably be going up here. And this is super long term. So, you know, sometimes you have to zoom out to see these things, you guys. So, you know, this is kind of supports my case that we're going to have a breakout of Litecoin, sometime. If you go to the Litecoin chart, you guys, we're continuing this breakout here. So the Litecoin Bitcoin chart, go to this is one of my favorite charts, you guys, and this means that the place to be is Litecoin. That's what this chart means. So this is the Litecoin strength, and the target I have is 2% of a Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes up, I expect Bitcoin to be going up. And like by the time it reaches this area, it's going to be at least 140,000. I would think. And then Litecoin is going to have a 2% value of Bitcoin. So it's around that 2,000 to 4,000 mark. Like I would expect that as a normal price target, right? And we're talking like 2 years from now. 2 years from now to reach, 10x, a 10x value from where it is right now. We could have a little bit of a dump here in the meantime. Like the world's got to figure some stuff out. We have a lot of stuff to figure out right now as humanity, and what's important. Is the oil important, or is the future of the earth important? I feel like it's a pretty easy choice, but the greedy people out there are gonna do what greedy people do, and so it's a false choice. But if it hurts their bottom dollar, they're just going to be like, well, I'm going to be dead and I'm just going to live the best life. I don't care about the future kids, right? And I think it's a false choice. So we got to get humanity's got to come together. We got to stop this war and start figuring out how to deal with some of the problems, the major problems that we have. So I preach peace on this channel. Follow the charts, and not the news, because the charts are going to predict the news. The S&P, you guys, is having a confirmed breakout right now. So my last video, I was kind of wondering if the S&P was going to break out, but it does look like no matter how you draw this thing, that we are actually having this breakout. That's pretty exciting. So you do got to zoom in. We could get rejected and come back in, and that would be bad. But I think that there's a really good chance, you guys, for us to have a nice little pop here, at least up to like that 420 area. Nice, right? We could also go up to the actual price target up here is about 460. So that would be the almost the top of the wedge. I would expect if some macro things, if we actually break the top of this, that would be pretty crazy. I think more of this giant macro double top. I think that might be more likely. This is like the negative. I always want to think negative. If it pops up, great, we all make money. But what if this is something macro that happens here? And then we roll over. So this is the price breakout target. But in a bear market, I'd be leery about each one of these levels, right? So each one of these levels kind of correlates to a range, that is possibly resistance, right? So each one of these layers is going to be really important to break through. And we will see the next one for the S&P. I really want to see it break, this level right here, this 410 area. Okay, so if it comes up here and breaks this 410 area, then I would think that the price breakout target, your trade, is that it breaks this, and you want to catch the cream in the middle, right? Don't try to catch the cookie part of the Oreo. You just want the cream sometimes, right? So get this, this is where you want to go. So it breaks this level right here. It's probably going to go test this next level. Okay. And you're going to get some resistance. You might get a pullback. So be careful, start taking profits, but that's how traders trade, right? So I hope this channel helps you guys. I hope I don't go too long. I hope everybody a journey to that 20 billion mark, dude. Charlie Lee, if you're out there, dude, you're the man. If you need to adopt somebody over here, you can throw a dog a bone over here anytime, buddy. I love Litecoin because not because anybody pays me to do it, is because it's decentralized, and there's nobody I'm a fan of pure decentralization. I like what the Litecoin Foundation is doing over there. I like the idea of a pure start in a proof of work coin that is bringing huge innovations throughout the world, and has that layer of privacy. But I think cash, and I think money should be private to protect barterability. If anything about privacy and things, it's not because people are going to be sketchy with it. Sure, people are always going to be sketchy with any good money, and if it's not the US dollar, it's not private, then they're going to do something else that it maybe is, right? It's not what we're trying to get out of. It's just it's a matter of barterability, and knowing, if you know what people have in their wallet, you can ask for the right amount that to get, so it'll make AI and advertising way worse, right? In the end. And if you guys don't want to be spammed, and you don't want to have phone calls every 5 minutes just selling you something that they think you need based on your bank account and what you guys been buying recently, they'll target us, you guys. And it's not, if you like prank call, not prank calls, but if you like robocalls, then great. Then pick XRP, then buy a bunch of XRP right now. Okay. And good luck with the centralization, because they're gonna shut down anything they can have that has a CEO, you guys. It's competition for whatever they're brewing up in the brew factory. So I think the US government's going to be smart enough to put us on a Bitcoin standard. I think that's a real possibility, and it would give us what we need for that longevity of the dollar. So I think that's what's happening, you guys. Good luck. This video's gone on long enough. This is where we are. I'm stoked to be here with you guys. I'm going to document this thing. Bitcoin is showing some strength right now, and Litecoin is showing some strength. We do have this temporary top though, and so I would be very leery of getting into a trade. I would, if I was going to speculate, I would speculate short right now and play this little like run down to this 80 level, so I'm thinking about putting a trade in, you guys. We'll see. I might put a little bit of a short in and play this like short term pullback pullback here. Excuse me. I'm dying. I love you guys. I'm here for you. Lawton out.